Hi, this is John Rusnak, and I'm the Executive Director of unCUFFED Ministries. I wanted to provide a video update to our supporters, our friends, our volunteers, our staff, and our board members with a response to the national tragedy that's happened as a result of the murder of George Floyd. I just prayerfully ask that God give me the right words to respond here and to convey the right message. I think you'll see in this newsletter that there's a very poignant article written by George Antonakis with our response of despair but hope. At unCUFFED, we are firmly committed to reconciliation and to justice, and walking humbly with God as we provide mercy and unconditional love for others. So please have a look at George's article. I think he's a bit more eloquent than I am, so you may very well enjoy that. There's also a biblical social justice blog on our website under the resources area, where we are trying to struggle with some of these issues as well, and figure out what part unCUFFED has to play in this national crisis. Also, we're still struggling with the pandemic and our limited access to the jails. But through all this, this national mess, you might call it, we are trusting in God's providence. And we know that we're aligned with his kingdom mission, so we know that that unCUFFED will persist. We will continue to walk alongside and love those that we serve. To give you an update, jail is a tough place to be right now, for sure. Locked in a cell 23 hours a day with multiple cellies, in a place with poor ventilation, subpar health care, and a place where personal cleanliness isn't always a priority. It's a very, very difficult place to be, but I can just say that we are praising God that none of our men or women, boys or girls, have tested positive for COVID. So we're thankful for that. There is a vast change in the population of the prisons. For instance, at BCDC, they've gone from 1,200 to 800. So that release of inmates is good news in that it reduces the health concerns, but also it can be troubling, concerns over increased crime and recidivism. So as these young men and young women are coming out of the prisons, we are walking alongside them, trying to help them find jobs, connect them back to educational systems, trying to set them up with positive role models and mentors. These are difficult tasks, but it's important to do. There's another article in this newsletter about a young man who was recently released a bit early, who I've been walking alongside with for maybe 2.5 years. Just a terrific young man. Looks like he's found a job at FedEx with the help of our volunteer, Henry Myers, who's just a great guy if you don't know him. Well, we're doing some things at Hickey. Kim and George and Rob and Bob, and I think Mike and Sandy as well, are involved in some virtual Bible studies. We have just a terrific relationship with the staff that just came out of long-term relational ministry to the staff as well as the kids. And we have a case manager who's rounding the boys up for Bible study on Tuesday nights, and that's really been a blessing. That's extraordinary access. Tim is up in Hartford County doing correspondence courses with the boys, and we think there's a chance that soon we may be able to meet with them through glass in the lawyers' visiting rooms. And there is some hope that soon we'll be able to go on to the tier with masks onto the juvenile tier. So that would be really beautiful. No promises yet, but we are working. There's a blog about Caitlin Borg, who's the program director up there, that Tim is walking alongside. Pretty interesting. You might want to look at that on our website. James has been walking alongside young men that are out. We recently had one of our best guys, somebody we all really care about. He had his best friend was killed, and I know James has been comforting him and his mom. This is really where James is very gifted, is walking alongside young men in times of trouble. So keep him in prayer, both this young man and James. Said we are trying to find people jobs. We have some Sophie's Crepes people. We have some different situations. If you have access to jobs, and you know of any jobs, we would love to employ more of the boys that are home. We think that that is a critical part of reducing recidivism. We want you to know that in the midst of these difficulties, that unCUFFED is committed to love and serve. Uh, it's really without condition, and especially building bridges with people that we might not have much in common with. I think that's the key to the national malady, is just loving people that we disagree with and listening and listening and listening. So that's what we're doing. We're writing tons of letters. We're staying in communication. We're taking phone calls, talking to parents. We are working every day just to do our small piece in restoring unity in this country. So thanks for your role at unCUFFED and for your support. We truly appreciate it. God bless.